Nothing says the fall has arrived, or Merry Christmas, or Happy New Year, like this beautiful, delicious, silky cinnamon coconut pudding, Tembleque. Let's make it, shall we? Welcome to my workshop. So the story goes, this creamy coconut milk pudding originated in Puerto Rico. Today, we're doing my version of a cinnamon tembleque. You need to try this one because I really think this is better than the original. You be the judge. Let's start it. So for this tembleque, I'm going to use fresh coconuts. I don't like the canned coconut or the coconut milk they serve in the stores just because they have way too many additives. I just like to make my own coconut milk. Remember that when you use some of these products that are canned, which is very easy to do because it's a lot easier to open a can than to do what I'm about to do. But there's some additives, and one of them is guar gum, which is a thickener, so the milk is a little thicker than a normal milk that you can get out of your coconuts. Anyway, so I grab the coconuts and I'm gonna split them like the equator with a towel, a hammer, or anything you like. I'm sure you know how to open a coconut, but if you don't, it's basically just grab it with a hammer and you break it into two, take the flesh out, or the coconut meat, and then I peel the brown part of the flesh or the meat because I just like my coconut. Don't have that doesn't add a whole lot of flavor, but I can taste it. But if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. Grab the coconut in pieces, put it in a blender, add your coconut water, and you're probably gonna need about an additional 2 to 3 cups of hot water. Put it in the blender and blend it for at least 3 minutes until all the coconuts have shredded and the milk has formed. Then go ahead and strain it through a regular strainer and then strain it again through a cheesecloth or mesh. Whatever you got left, save it, all this granulated coconut, because we're gonna use it for another recipe later on, and I'll show you how to make that. Once we have the milk, in this case we got our 4 cups of milk, we are gonna place the milk, the strained milk, back into the blender with the ginger, the cinnamon, the cornstarch. I'm gonna add a pinch of salt and some vanilla and the sugar. We are gonna blend it on the blender, and we're gonna make sure that it goes for about a minute. Doesn't have to be on high speed, it can be medium speed. And what we're doing is we're really incorporating all these ingredients together. After that, we're just gonna go ahead and put it in the pot over medium heat and start stirring until it thickens. It's gonna take, it all depends on your stove, but it's gonna take anywhere from 15 to 20, maybe 25 minutes. Make sure you stir constantly. I usually like to use a whisk at the beginning until I know that it's getting thick, and then I move to a wooden spoon, or vice versa. You can start with a wooden spoon and then use the whisk. The whole idea is that we don't want lumps on it. We want to make sure that at least it boils for 1 minute to make sure all the thickening power is there. Then we're going to place it into, in my case, I have a pie mold, glass pie mold that is wet, and I'm going to use the 2 cinnamon sticks that I did not mention, but I'm mentioning right now, and pour into the mold, place the 2 cinnamon sticks on top, and let it cool, and then put it in the refrigerator. Sometimes, if you put the tembleque back in the fridge when it's too hot or too warm, it's gonna create a crust on top. So you gotta make sure that it cools off at room temperature. Once it cools off, then you can put it in the refrigerator so that crust doesn't form. And look at that. You see the color? The color is a little, it's like brownish. I'm not sure what, but it's not super white like regular tembleque. And that is because the cinnamon is everywhere on this tembleque. This is what makes it so special. When you taste it, it's amazing. It's super delicious. If you don't like cinnamon, obviously you're not gonna make it this way. If you like the traditional way, which is the white tembleque, don't put the cinnamon and the ginger on the blender. Just pour it on top and just stir while you are cooking the tembleque. That's the only difference. But that little difference makes a huge taste difference on this tembleque. I assure you, this is probably one of the best tembleques you ever tried in your life. Just serve it with a little whipped cream, little coconut, or however you like. In my case, since the tembleque is a little bit different color, it's not white, I like to serve it with a little powdered sugar on top. Well, this has been fun again. I will see you next time. Remember that the recipe is under the bio on my YouTube channel, Chef Tito's Workshop. You can follow me TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and here on Facebook. I will see you next time. God bless. Stay healthy. Ciao.